Hello my friends, and welcome finally to my video on cbeauty makeup, specifically that is carried at YesStyle. If you are a subscriber of this channel, you know the drill. We have timestamps and links in the description box below if you are interested in any of these brands and want to see my very intense speed reviews of that brand. Feel free to use those timestamps. But for those of you who enjoy an intro to a video, let me take a moment and tell you why I'm doing this video today. I've certainly been sneaking this video for a long enough time. Why? Why is this something that I felt needed to exist here on YouTube? As a Korean skincare enthusiast, I am constantly shopping on the YesStyle website, which I've been shopping on since 2017. And one day I noticed that they added Zeesea, and they added Catkin, and they added Flower Nose and Judydoll, and you'll find out through this video why I already kind of had an idea that I like cbeauty makeup. The more I bought from the brands on YesStyle, the more I confirmed to myself that cbeauty makeup sits perfectly between Western styles and Korean styles. I like K-beauty makeup, I have a video all about it, but it is a much softer look. The problem I was having is that it was a little hard to get information before I made these purchases on these brands. So that's what I'm hoping to accomplish in today's video, just a really quick overview of these 5 brands and how they compare and what their strengths are. And the brands we will be discussing today include Zeesea, which I feel like you probably have heard of if you're watching a YouTube video. Flower Nose, which I just have to give a quick shout out to this brand. I read online that this is a gay-owned brand. Shout out to my community making some of the prettiest makeup on the planet, although it does seem these gays are trying to murder me with cuteness. Judydoll, as well as Catkin, which you also may have heard of. And finally, Colorkey. And again, I did buy these products on the YesStyle website, which I'm so excited has decided to expand into this cbeauty makeup category, because I do think some people might be looking for a little bit more pigment, a little bit more of a familiar Western style of makeup. And if you are interested in buying any of these and would like to shop through YesStyle, I will include affiliate links in the description box below and my rewards code, which gets you an additional 2 to 5%. Stack that with a coupon code. And one more thing, I do want to let you all know, I believe all 5 of these brands are cruelty-free. 3 of them have cruelty-free statements on their website. I know this can get a little confusing at times, and I'm not an expert in this, so I will include some links in the description box if you would like to do a little bit more reading on this. I found an Instagram account who did a really good, brief job of explaining this. And finally, if you are interested in more cbeauty content, I highly recommend the channel Maggie Tang here on YouTube. She helped me with making decisions for this video today, so definitely make sure you follow her if you want to see a lot more content related to cbeauty. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Let's start out this video with the brand Zeesea, the first brand I bought on YesStyle, and frankly, a good starting place for many of you watching this video. First up, the eyeshadow palettes. There are so many pretty color stories from this brand, so many options, and listen, this formula feels so familiar to me as a Westerner. There was some inconsistency in the shadows, needed to spray my brush sometimes, but the final look was high pigment. And so I prefer this eyeshadow palette right here, not just because, oh my goodness, look how cute it is and it's Alice themed, but because this does feel like the next level. This feels like a better formula, it blends better, it has higher pigment, and are you kidding me on the color story of this one? Gorgeous. This pressed powder was another hit for me. It's interesting, they say they have a dry skin version and one that's more for oily skin. This is a pressed powder that is not too drying for my skin type. They released a space-themed collection. I bought this cute little highlighter, and lo and behold, this is high pigment too. And so far, I've shown you all of the collections, which have a higher price point, but they have a more basic line as well. For example, this $5 eyeliner. This is a very nice eyeliner. I also tried out their foundation, and I can't believe how beautiful the packaging is, nor can I believe how high coverage this foundation is. Shocks me every time. Honestly, this is where my mixed feelings start though, because again, we're talking about a shade range of two options. It's unfortunate because it is a nice foundation. But the other product I'm a little iffy on is the loose powder. It comes in that packaging with a net. I just toss aside the puff and prefer to use a brush, but look at that kickback. Look at that. I feel like this might be a result of how finely milled it is, so there's definitely some pros and cons here, but yes, worth noting, this is a very dusty powder, and it does have that netting system I don't prefer. I hope you haven't left yet, though, because I saved the best for last in their Palace Identity collection. Bro, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? The packaging is so gorgeous, and so are the products inside. So this is one of the blushes, and something I really appreciate about their blushes is that they come in 3 different shades, and they thought about different depths of skin. This is the version for light skin tones, the orchid version. This blush satisfies that need for a high pigment, long wearing, gorgeous formula of a blush. Truly one of their star products. I'm so happy with these that I had to buy 2 of them. Now watch what I do with this. So see how I'm swirling my brush around the perimeter? That's because this design is actually functional. You have different colors in this little blush palette, and you can adjust to your liking. Again, this is Hibiscus, the version that is intended for medium skin tones. I can still pull it off and I get a bright coral blush. I had to work a little harder with the contour palette to figure it out. I figured it was a contour palette, but lo and behold, I feel like I do prefer this as a soft bronzer. I'm not somebody who really likes bronzer, so for me to have found one that works for me, I'm happy in the end. Just know this is a very soft product. But look at this brow pencil. What a surprise. Not only is the packaging gorgeous, but they give you a refill. This whole brand, the Palace Identity collection, would make wonderful gifts. And here's a surprise with this brow pencil. I didn't expect this to work. They don't make a taupe shade, but because the formula is so adjustable, I was able to use a light hand and actually make this work for me, which I feel is a testament to the formula. And last but far from least, these lipsticks. These were $40 when they first came out, but they've been about $15 on YesStyle, and they are gorgeous in every way. Gorgeous packaging, gorgeous embossing, gorgeous colors, wear extremely well, and smell like cupcakes. The only thing I have to say with these is the YesStyle selection is very limited. Zeesea makes more shades, they're just not on YesStyle. Overall, I would say Zeesea impressed me so much with not only having beautiful packaging, but also having high pigment formulas. If that's something you are craving on the YesStyle website, I highly encourage you to check out this brand. Moving on to Flower Nose, which I suspect is the reason some of you clicked this video, probably because you've seen the absolutely gorgeous packaging through and through from this brand. But I have to give you a little bit more of a nuanced story because figuring out this brand took me some time. One of the first products I bought from them is the Mermaid lip gloss, and I remain convinced this is one of their best products. It is a gorgeous, kind of thicker lip gloss formula that smells like apples, wears so well. I also bought the Hyped Contour Palette, and I really love this one too. Look at the amount of pigment that you're seeing in this product versus the Zeesea contour we talked about earlier. But do you see that powder fallout? Pay attention to that. We'll come back to it in a moment. This palette has a matte setting powder, it contains a highlighter, and you get an additional bronzer. It's actually very thoughtful, and this too wears really well. See, those two were the only products I ordered from this brand initially because the brand is kind of pricey, and I wasn't sure if I could trust the reviews online. But I was blown away, and that's when I started buying more. And that's how I almost felt a sense of betrayal. Look at this gorgeous mermaid eyeshadow palette. Oh, it's so stunning. But what was happening with this? For some reason, every time I tried to make a look with this eyeshadow palette, it looked muddy. The shimmers were nice every time, but the mattes looked muddy. I bought the Unicorn Gloss, and while it is a pretty color, this felt like a step back in the formula for me. I liked the Mermaid Gloss because it was a thicker formula, it felt more moisturizing, whereas the Unicorn Gloss is thinner. Both are non-sticky, so I'm gonna choose the Mermaid Gloss every time. I bought this blush, which I almost feel is inarguably one of the most beautiful blushes ever created, only to then discover, where is the pigment in this? This clip right here is my comparison up against the Zeesea Hibiscus blush on one side. Look at this flower nose blush. Where is it? It's a ghost blush. And that's when it clicked for me. This brand isn't Zeesea. They're different. They make softer looks, and they also have softer formulas, which lends itself really well to products like contour, but not so much if you are trying to layer mattes, build up strong blush. Knowing that, I decided to purchase the Swan Ballet collection and just kind of shift my mindset in the way I use these products. So with this eyeshadow palette, which might even be prettier than the Mermaid palette, I stopped at 2 mattes in the crease. None of this stuff we do in the West of building up multiple mattes. Make the focus the shimmer. This face powder is apparently getting a lot of attention on social media, and it makes perfect sense if you think about everything I'm saying, because Flower Nose is good at soft powders, and what is this? It's a face powder. I think we all want soft in a face powder so it doesn't draw attention to texture or to pores. And then I bought a little bit of a deeper shade in the blush this time, still knowing that it would probably be a very soft blush, and it is. It's a soft blush, but I do like this one more. I think my mistake in the Mermaid collection was thinking that with my fair skin I should go with the lightest one. No, Flower Nose goes very light. If you want pigment, go for the deepest one. I do like that they change things up with their lip collections, and I really like this lip balm. It reminds me a lot of the Romand Glastein Melting Balm. If you like those, you will probably like this one too, and this one does not have a scent. Finally, I have to mention their mirrors. Listen, these are so pretty. We have nothing like this in the West. These are a joy, a delight. They are beautiful. In the end, I'm so glad I took the time to figure out why there was a divide between my experience and these products. And now that I've figured it out, I like the end look that I get from these, and I love the experience of actually working with these beautiful products. We are now moving into the brand that is currently the most underrated in the West, but apparently one of the most popular brands in China, and for darn good reason. So this is the brand Judydoll, and I'm starting out with their Everyday Face Palette. What I can't convey on camera is that this packaging is heavy. It feels luxurious in your hand, and what shocked me in usage of this is how well thought out this whole palette is. The eyeshadows have a perfect flow for creating depth around your eyes. They are good quality eyeshadows, and then the face products, the blush, the bronzer, the highlighter, they all go together. This is supposed to be a curated palette for everyday looks, and my goodness, that is exactly what this is. Just a phenomenal all-in-one product. Now, I believe this brand is also known for their contour palettes. I tried out the Disney one, and I will say this is also very high quality. It's different. This is using those blue tones that are popular in China as well as in Korea, but also high quality, and they do have many other shade options, including olives. This is the blush duo from their Disney collab. How cute is the collab, by the way? Now listen, this blush is in between the Flower Nose that I just talked about and Zeesea. You are getting good pigment, but it's that kind of formula where you really can't go overboard. It's a foolproof blush that still gives pigment. Actually, this is perfect. But listen, this liquid liner is the best kept secret of all. You know, I went into this as a skeptic. I thought the tip looked too floppy, but lo and behold, that is exactly what gives you massive precision. Honestly, I'm mediocre at eyeliner, but with this, I can draw designs. This brand might just be good at eyeliner. This is their pot liner. Watch the way I apply this. You always want to make sure you wipe it off on the back of your hand. This is rich and creamy and deeply pigmented, and it's brown. Don't mind that my eyes water. Is this a me thing? My eyes water every single time I do eyeliner. You're probably gathering that I am in love with this brand, so I picked up this primer because I noticed that it reminded me of the Bobbi Brown face base. They use Western brands in China, so it does make sense, and let me tell you, I actually see the similarities. They even smell kind of similar. That's a pro or a con for some of you. I also bought the cream foundation, and I cannot believe how much I love this. This is so easy to work with. I mean, it's for dry skin types, which is what I have, but it wears so well. It doesn't get dry on me through the day. I bought the concealer, and I like that too. Is this brand just good at everything? Okay, honestly, I had one miss, but it's all personal preference. This is exactly as described, a velvet matte liquid lipstick, very flattering on, doesn't emphasize lip lines. It's just not, you know, my personal preference in a lip product. Okay, obviously I am completely blown away by this brand. I think the only drawback is it seems like this brand is so successful in China that they may not be looking to expand into an international audience. I hope they change their mind on that because they are incredible. This is almost funny to think back on, but Catkin is the brand that started it all for me. They sent me 3 lipsticks and a palette in PR, and that's how I knew I like cbeauty, and that's why I did this whole video today. Let's start off with their eyeshadow palette. This is a palette where initially I wasn't sure what to do with it, but see, because it only has 2 mattes, I figured out, unlike with the Flower Nose palettes, to just use this in a simple way. You use 1 matte, you use 1 shimmer, and it makes a simple but beautiful look. Catkin seems to have their own equivalent of Zeesea's Palace Identity collection. This is the primer from their luxury line, and it is absolutely beautiful. I will tell you, this one does feel optional to me. It's supposed to be exactly like the Stila color corrector, and that's not quite how color correcting works, but it is a nice yellow base product. But wait for it with this BB cream. Can you believe that they include 2 refills? 2 additional refills when you buy one of these. And get this is an absolutely phenomenal BB cream. This looks so nice. It doesn't emphasize texture at all, but it still gives this pretty glow to your skin. In fact, this is the product that made me realize I think Catkin might actually be geared towards a little bit more of a mature audience. We're talking kind of a quiet luxury brand. Sorry, I hate that phrase, but that is kind of what Catkin feels like to me. Again, we have that drawback for a Western audience where we have a limited shade range. I would love to see them expand as I see a lot of potential in their base products. Here we see one of those multicolor powders in the same theme as Givenchy, and you know what? This is nice. I didn't like it that much at first because I always find this a little messy, but I have really grown to appreciate this product. And I haven't even gotten to what they are most known for, which is their lipsticks. Just like with Zeesea's beautiful lipsticks, they too have gorgeous packaging, gorgeous embossing, magnetic closure, and yes, they are beautiful, richly pigmented lipsticks that wear very well. My summary of this brand is I really think this is the brand for either mature or dry skin, or those of you that like more elegant, elevated basics looks in your makeup. My final brand for this video is Colorkey, who I bought 5 items from, but I just have to confess I still haven't quite figured out this brand. They have an adorable Barbie collab, which I had to get. I was buying this at roughly the time of Barbenheimer, which was truly a historic moment. And here's the thing, this is a really high quality eyeshadow palette. Once again, we have that situation where you can build up the mattes to create depth and shadows, which I don't feel you can do with either Catkin or with Flower Nose. This is a pretty neat product. It's an eyeliner on this side, and it's a little bit more stiff in comparison to the Judydoll, but still very precise. And on the other side, you get a mascara, which even comes with a refill. I noticed most cbeauty brands have this style. This is great for either smaller eyes or for doing bottom lashes. I bought their cute little cream concealer trio, which contains a shade for color correcting as well as 2 concealer shades. I tried it all over my face just to see if it was nice, and yeah, it's a nice formula. And the brow pencil is also nice. It actually reminds me a lot of the Zeesea Palace Identity, still really great quality. And the Barbie lip gloss is really nice as well. I almost feel like this is a gloss for people that don't like gloss. It leaves kind of a shine on your lips, but similarly to Flower Nose, it's light on the moisture, non-sticky, a very barely there gloss. I feel like this is that strange case that sometimes happens where you like everything from a brand, but you struggle to really identify that brand. What is their brand identity? That's me in Colorkey, and I don't think I'm alone because I've noticed that they're not really selling all that well on YesStyle. I do want to check out more from them because that could be my limitation. So if you know more about this brand, feel free to drop Rex in the comment section below. Let's wrap up this video with some final thoughts, and honestly I thought it might just be good to talk about what I decided to wear on my face today so I can really show you where these brands played a role in my routine and will continue to play a role in my everyday makeup routine. So it probably goes without saying that I grabbed 2 Judydoll items to do this look. I've got to say, I feel like I made this exact same eyeshadow look with the I Need a Nude palette. I used the dual-ended Colorkey to do my eyeliner and my bottom lashes. I'm wearing one of the Catkin lip balms and the Zeesea contour, which I think is so funny because initially I didn't like this. This is why you really have to play around with products sometimes. And a little bit of the Zeesea eyeliner as well, and then finally the Flower Nose powder. I really was hesitant on that because it's pink. I didn't think that could possibly work on my skin tone, but it does. But I still did pull out Western products, my Joa Brow in Taupe, which is not a very common color in cbeauty, probably understandably. My What's Up mascara, because I do like a little bit of a thicker brush on my mascaras. Lip liners, haven't yet seen a lot of those, although one did pop up from Judydoll. My Nabla Cupid's Arrows, of course. And base products from Merit and Colorkey, because the reality is these cbeauty brands still have a very limited range for foundation products. I would love to encourage them to expand their lines for a worldwide audience. And my friends, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if you enjoy this. I have no idea how this video will go, if you all are even interested in this, but let me know in the comments if you do want to see more content related to this. I can do that if you are interested. And make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.